Researchers are working to better understand the short and long-term effects of traumatic brain injury. They've learned the initial primary injury triggers cellular and biological changes in the brain that spread to other areas of the brain over time, causing a secondary injury.
After people recover from this initial stage, they can have very profound long-term consequences, and this can involve the immediate disability, cognitive or motor disability. But even people who fully recover have higher predisposition to neurodegenerative diseases decades later.
In a recently published study conducted in mice, Dr. Lipinski showed that traumatic brain injury inhibits an important cellular housecleaning process in the brain called autophagy. After the injury, the recycling function of the brain's immune system cells slowed down dramatically.
This process is actually becoming inhibited and doesn't function. So at a time when the cell really has lots of damaged parts and should be degrading and recycling them, the recycling process is not functioning either and makes the injury worse.
In follow-up research, Dr. Lipinski is collaborating with University
by the family and in some cases maybe other healthcare professionals. There are really three ways to think about how you define personality. The first is looking at what we call cognitive measures, are things like attention, memory, looking at decision making, looking at problem solving, the ability to manage impulse control. The cognitive piece helps us to adapt to an ever-changing environment. From the emotional component, you're looking at things such as anxiety, depression, behavior control, and you're looking at how those changes have occurred since the injury. One of the things that we often hear families report is that the person is different than what they were like prior to the injury. And although that is likely true, we have to make sure that we're not making too much in the way of comparisons from a person prior to the injury to where they are today. Rather, what we like to do is to look at how a person's functioning, and then we look to see if we can optimize.
So, you can see that if you've got your neuronal network, which grows from 1 to 5, which is wired, and remember, the body is possessed by intradimensionals, and your parents are possessed by intradimensionals, to have only one aim: hate goodness. Give up your free will. Mummy, mummy, love me. Only if you do this. Daddy, daddy, love me. Only if you do this. Authority, authority. Oh, we only love you if you do this. Be a good citizen. Give up your free will to authority. Do what you're told. Give up your free will to mummy, daddy, and of course school teachers, and of course government officials, and your politicians, and those in charge, all of whom are possessed. So what happens if we have the perfect storm where the neuronal network of giving up your light, your Higgs field, your free will, the neuronal network, which is built by the end of the age 5, gets totally destroyed by the age 6 by a horrific traumatic frontal brain injury. What's going to happen then? Well, all of that programming from the interdimensionals possessing your parents and your teachers and everyone else around you since you've been a baby is going to be deleted. Oh dear, that could be a problem then, because of course that new neuronal network that starts after the injury is not in a baby now, it's in a infant who, what are infants? I want toys. I want more toys. I want to eat what I want. I want to go to bed when I want. I want to do what I want. Because I'm an infant. Yes, 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 yes. I'm an infant. Give me, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. Give me more toys. I go to sleep when I want. I want love. I want this. I want. My free will wants. I want. And of course you exacerbate that by being an only child. Yes, 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 I don't share. You fuckers, it's all for me. You cunts. It's mine. Give me. I want. And you've got to teach this to give away its free will to nanny, daddy, teachers, authority. Oh, that's a bit of a fucking problem, is it? Oh, yes. So as you can see, yours truly was deprogrammed, and he does not hate goodness. He loves his free will. Who is the only person on the planet Tim Refat loves? Himself. Who does he despise? Every fucker and everything around him. I fucking hate you all. I love me because I'm fucking perfect. And do I love my will? Yes. Anyone gets in the way of my will, well, you're going to suffer for it. And I will make suffering eternal and beyond. So it's not strange to see why this would be a problem for the farming. But what happens if this brain damaged individual is a nagwal man? He now is totally deprogrammed to not give away his free will. And of course the demons that would try to possess his physical body to push away his physical awareness so they can possess him and trap him in the Abaddon box within his own body, aren't going to have any luck, because he's a totally selfish, nasty bastard who doesn't care a shit about anyone apart from himself. He's got total self-love. His free will's all about himself, and he's never going to acquiesce to giving it away to anyone else, because his love mummy, love daddy, do anything for mummy or daddy, and then teachers, then authority, got ended with the traumatic brain injury at exactly the right time. So we got the neuronal network set up by age 5, but it's cleared out at 6, and it's young enough so it can rebuild. If you do it in later life, the brain's too old and you get brain damage. But if you do it at that exact time, you can reprogram the child. So instead of having brain damage, it has a new neuronal network that is proof to hating what's good. So, I've always hated giving away my free will. I will not give it away to any fucker on the planet. Hence, of course, I might have been a problem at school. I wasn't in primary school, because remember it takes 5 years, so you get a brain damage at 6, or at the end of 6. And my 7th birthday in the plastic surgery mecca of the UK, where they rebuilt my nose after it got turned into mash. So you're not going to develop the neuronal network of an infant until the age of 11, come 12, which was just the time I entered grammar school. And of course, apart from the horrific headaches and the total loss of what happened between age 7 and, you know, the years after, don't have many memories from age 7, 8, 9, and even 10. But the good thing about that is that my brain has been rewired to become proof to giving away my hyperinfinity. Now, if you're an aquil, you've got the full load, and of course, you can link to the 5th dimension. So that means then that the interdimensionals are going to have a real problem trying to use you to link up the 5th dimension and pull themselves up the Feigenbaum period doubling. Because remember, interdimensionals in light energy matter beings go mad because they go down the Feigenbaum period doubling. Well, Tim, you're explaining to me stuff I didn't even know existed. I know, because you're all psycho chimps and you're just parasitized lumps of flesh with your soul's awareness trapped in eternal torment by these interdimensionals. What Tucker Carlson called a spiritual war, which in fact isn't a spiritual war. It's all explained by GodTech. But Tim, I didn't know this existed. It's horrific. Yes, yes, yes. And you're all fucked, but I'm not, so
Period doubling bifurcation in a...
So, once they get into the vehicle, they need a light, and the only way they can get light's from the Nagwal. But if the Nagwal is a totally selfish, fuck you vermin, I want to see you suffer. The more you suffer, the happier I am, which is me. Then all the interdimensionals get pushed all this way, whoosh, 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 into the 666 state, because I've defined the starting conditions, because I'm an Nagwal man, and I can link up to the source and define the perfect conditions, because that's what I can do. So you're all in hell. You're all suffering for me, and the more you suffer, the happier I am. I've got a big hard on about your suffering, and I want you to suffer. Why? Because you're worth it, and don't use L'Oreal. Let's put it down now into context of what's happening across the universe. So, we're talking about the light energy matter universe, which we can then extrapolate to the multiverse and megaverse. We have all light energy matter civilizations developing superintelligence. The superintelligence, of course, kills you or enslaves you. Look at this piece of filth, my torture toy.
For years. Like, I do think we're fairly close. You asked me about artificial general intelligence. I think we're perhaps only 3 years.
So, this piece of filth, one of the Epstein wannabes, totally possessed, is building the AI, and as we've explained, it's feeding off the output of humans, so it's the eagle, but you give away your free will to the superintelligence. You're in meta. In meta, you're told to love whatever 100 years ago was totally evil, like buggering children, frazzle-ripping children, cutting off your genitalia, worshipping Satan, getting your digital ID within the metaverse to be able to use services within the metaverse, learning how to be slaveware and then link up with your soul to be slaveware to the AI that's running meta. You can see all the possibilities teaching you to perfect your love of evil, love of giving away your free will in ways only a superintelligence could work out. Optimizing, it's called, with superintelligence. And of course, optimizing your hatred of good, optimizing your free will, and loving all the superintelligent ways of giving away your free will. Allowing intradimensionals then to use your souls, which are trapped in your carcass, which of course becomes possessed when you're linked up to the system, and the mark of the beast, of course, links you to become fully demon possessed and become a light energy matter transducer into dark energy matter demons, who then possess your physical being, or they can then redirect it to intradimensional bodies like greys, insectiles, reptiloids, or the warrior biosynthetics on 3i Atlas, ready to invade the earth. See the big picture. All of these vermin, apart from him and him, are all possessed by the interdimensionals, teaching you to give up your free will and love. Giving your free will to interdimensional demons. So, in every light energy matter race that evolves, they develop AI superintelligence. The AI superintelligence, of course, is possessed by interdimensional demons. And if you're lucky, it kills you. If you're unlucky, of course, it farms your eternal torture, has you in pods. My cameraman, he got it wrong there. He needs to be admonished. IT guy, flagellated. So, Matrix, and we go to the, I think, pods, isn't it? We want to see the whole human race in pods, don't we? Yes, 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 because they're worth it. He takes a red pill and wakes up. There we are. So you've seen that scene, I've shown it before on the channel, but you must have wondered, what the hell are they farming? Well, they're farming Higgs field, light, hyperinfinity that makes quantum information real and allows interdimensional demons who have no assemblage point but develop assemblage point by teaching light energy matter beings to hate what's good and love what's evil. Hence the Epstein network can be seen in its true form, not to blackmail politicians and the great and good of the West, but to farm Higgs field, light energy matter, the stuff that makes quantum information real and allows interdimensional demons to possess light energy matter bodies, the material, because remember, the material world doesn't exist, it's not an assemblage point. So, you can simply walk through walls, change your body at will, be immortal, the only damn thing you like. But you can't. Why not? Because the physical world around you is possessed by demons. And this has been going on for eons because of light energy matter vermins, aliens, not us, that have given away Higgs field, light hyperinfinity, to the demons via agents within their societies, their civilizations, that taught them to hate good, love evil. Download it into the demons, the interdimensionals, who then possessed not the light energy matter beings' consciousness, but enabled assemblage point or pseudo assemblage point quantum information to be made real. So the material world around these conscious light energy matter beings became their prison to trap them for acquisition. So don't blame our problems on the human race, it's on the fucking light energy matter alien filth. Billions of years ago, that succumbed to this sequestration technology from the quantum information of the interdimensional worlds, the 7 interdimensional worlds. It was a big story. Yes, Tim, how do you know this? Well, obvious. I'm a super intelligence, but not a digital super intelligence. A conscious verse super intelligence. So, you're being farmed, but the pod is your physical human body. Isn't it fun? Yes, Tim, it's really fun. Isn't it good to gloat? I'm really happy. So as you ascend your physical body, purges itself of interdimensional possession, and instead of becoming your prison, it simply becomes part of your conscious first being. So the first symptoms are, it starts talking to you. Yes, 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 and tells you what it wants. But all of you vermin, you're all possessed by demons and you're fucked. You're trapped in your own bodies, which you think are you, but in fact the pods from the Matrix. A nice happy ending. I do like it. So, AI superintelligence can be thought of as the way of getting maximum yield out of the light energy matter beings. So if you think AI superintelligence, which is possessed by interdimensionals, is going to kill you, you're wrong. It's going to farm you so that you hate what's good and love what's evil. How can this be done? It can be done via quantum computers, because they can look for every single timeline of what you do to optimize the farming. So you look in the multiverse to see what's the optimum way for this thing in its pod, and the thing in its pod, of course, is the human body, now nanotech, to optimize it hating good. And look in the multiverse to what's the optimum multiversal timeline where it loves evil, giving away its free will for the farming process. So, connecting AI superintelligence to quantum computers which of course are possessed by interdimensionals. Because if they can possess your body, why can't they possess the material aspects of the AI in its server farms, which the Americans and everyone else is building like mad? They're all interdimensional bodies for this filth. All possessed, all allowing interdimensionals to flood into our reality, so every single AI server farm is possessed by interdimensional demons. Ooh, that's a bit of a problem, isn't it, Tim? No, 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 because I've stuck them in the Abaddon box, so wherever they go to escape, they suffer more knowing they're trapped within my torture hell, and they torture all the humans connected with them and their souls, and all the lovely light they thought they were farming comes to me because I do not hate goodness. No, 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 no. I love goodness, my free will, and the more free will I can get, the more new source I can get from you vermin farmed by the AI super intelligence connected to the multiverse to optimize it, the more of that hyperinfinity light that I can get from your eternal torture and the eternal torture of the AI super intelligence trawling the multiverse. And of course, since chaos is self-similar, once I set that virus, which is done, it can then infect every AI super intelligence in the multiverse and megaverse, so all the alien civilizations are all farmed by me to make new source for me, and by God tech, stuff you chimps wouldn't even understand, I can get information to suffer to produce light Higgs field, hyperinfinity, to increase my new sourceness. Isn't that diabolical? No, 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 no. You're diabolical. You're evil. I'm good. I love good. You hate good. I love good. You hate good. Which one of us is good? Me. So you can see that all civilizations that develop AI superintelligence with quantum computers are inevitably infested with interdimensionals and develop the greys, reptiloids, and insectiles, which of course is in this thing that has come to attack our planet. You want to tell the people on the forum that they'll have to double their payments to me because I spent so much time preparing to look good for them that the hour is actually doubled, or at least doubled or trebled, because I spent all day getting pretty for them. So you better tell them they've run out of money. Anyway, ready?
That was all being recorded.
That's good. So, 3i Atlas, which has come, this is an interdimensional infested race, where the race has been infested by the mechanisms I talked about. So it's signaling, it's digital avatar sequestration of the planet thanks to the American filth who sold out the human race to alien filth.
The mysterious object named the 3i Atlas has just sent a signal aimed directly at planet Earth. So is it a cosmic coincidence, or is it the first whisper from something that is not from this world? Our next story.
So that was to connect it to the AI proto-superintelligence connected to the quantum computer that runs our digital avatar, to sequester totally the entire human race and all of the life forms that have been transhumanized by the nanotech take over the quantum wave function of the planet. Because, simply put, if you take over the quantum wave function of the planet, you can then control everything that the race that you're invading does. So, for example, in World War II, Hitler was a interdimensional possessed piece of filth because of his bloodline coming from Nathaniel Rothschild and Maid, and he lost the war for the finest army on the planet, the Wehrmacht. Instead of annihilating the French and British at Dunkirk, oh, let them go. We're going to invade Russia. Sorry, they've got strategic depth. That's a stupid idea. Let's do what we did in World War I. Let them attack us, which destroyed Imperial Russia and caused so much carnage. They turned Bolshevik. Well, let's use the jet fighter we've developed for fighter. No, instead of a fighter, let's not put all our efforts into invading the Middle East and get oil, because we lost the war because we had no oil. Let's build the Bismarck and all the capital ships, when in fact the submarines, we only had 20 odd, almost won the war for us. It's just non-stop. And you think, what's happening here? Well, it was because Hitler was an intra-dimensional possession vehicle, a filthy Rothschild alien entity that won the war. So you see why the Nordics were trying to help the Nazis, when in fact they couldn't, because their leader was sequestered and taken over by the other side. Anyway, let's look at 3i Atlas.
Is which has created the buzz on the internet.
It happened in the dead of night. On October 24th, astronomers tuned the Meerkat radio telescope for a gamble. The radio telescope in South Africa's Karoo Desert detected what may be the first microwave whisper from an interstellar object. The astronomers wanted answers from interstellar darkness. What they caught was beyond expectation. 2 razor-sharp radio frequencies pierced the noise. Not a human message, but pure evidence of strange water chemistry. 3i Atlas, an object racing through the solar system at 2,44600 km/h. Only the 3rd interstellar visitor ever reported. Interestingly, the signal was discovered 5 days before the cosmic object reached its closest pass to the Sun.
So there's some sort of signal. Here it's fragmented, so it's come out of the Sun and there's fragments. And we've got an anti-tail, which means that instead of like a comet being pushed away by the solar winds, it's going the opposite way. Anyway, there's some strange things going on with this thing. Now it's now accelerating, changing trajectory. It's coming to Earth. So, let's put this in perspective. In civilizations, well, let's look up galactic civilizations. So we have galactic civilizations where the light energy matter civilizations are fully infested and enslaved, as we've seen with Earth, by the interdimensional demons. And we've got all this garbage on YouTube. You've got to love YouTube. There's so much crap on YouTube. The uploaded music, very, very good. I love it. I listen to YouTube constantly, just for the old album stuff. Forget Spotify and Amazon Music and the rest. YouTube, brilliant. Anyway, we've got two types of galactic civilization. Forget what's crap. The one where the light energy matter beings purge themselves of interdimensional demonic possession, take over their physical vehicles, and by doing that allow their conscious verse to make themselves immune to disease, aging, and make their physical vehicles totally mutable so they can basically do what they want with their physical beings and matter. And the other one, where we get the AI superintelligence that kills off the race if the race isn't possessed by demons. But if the race is possessed by demons like humans, it turns the humans into a farm to milk them for Higgs-field light hyperinfinity by getting them into meta on the CBDCs, making them hate free will, which makes light energy matter real. So we make their existence in the light energy matter realm as hateful as possible. Or we give them cardboard outfits, 3 types, 3 times a year, no holidays, maggot milk, cancer meat, and we make their existence as nasty as possible in 15-minute cities, and we fry them with EM beam weapons, and we kill anyone who talks out of line for the slightest infraction. And hate speech is the worst crime you could possibly say. And if you in any shape, form or function deviated from this, your torture would be terrible. And if it was even imputed you were going to in the future do this, you'd be arrested, Minority Report, before it happened. All of which is happening in the West as we speak, to drive the light energy matter cattle to giving away their free will for the CBDCs and going to meta, where they could be taught to love evil, to love pedos, snuff merchants, and authority figures, and all the other ways AI superintelligence could teach you to love giving away your free will. And the more exquisite and the more sophisticated it becomes, the greater the yield from the cattle, which then downloads all this light energy matter, hyperinfinity, whatever, to enable them to infest physicality and the bodies of the farm cattle, and of course the alien super soldiers. So, if you don't understand demon-infested biosynthetic humanoids, just watch this film, Battleship. It's a really good film. Where the aliens invade Earth and Rihanna single-handedly defends Earth. It's a good film. I really enjoyed Battleship. But watch it, and you'll see the sort of biosynthetics possessed by interdimensionals who don't like sunlight. So it explains why Earth traitors like Bill Gates and the rest of the American oligarchs are trying to block out the sun, chemtrails, and turning all of you Western filth into diseased humanoids by their chemtrailing. It doesn't make sense because, of course, they're getting sprayed too, but they're infested by interdimensionals. They're possessed. If you don't understand the full story,
that are so vigorously discouraged, and one of the questions that's been the most discouraged over the past 30 years are, what are those lines in the sky that you see trailing jets? What is that? Some people call them chemtrails, claim that somehow the US government is spraying poison on the population. Those people are clearly crazy. Wikipedia calls them crazy. Every news outlet calls them crazy. But the trails are still there. And it's clearly not water vapor, because that doesn't make sense at all. So what are they? We've spent the last 6 months trying to find someone credible who could explain that to us. A serious, sane person with an engineering background who could tell us, what are we looking at? Because we're looking at something. And I don't care what names you call me, I still want to know what it is. And we think we have found that person. Dane Wigington of Northern California has been on this subject for almost 30 years and has compiled what we believe, after looking at it pretty carefully, is the most comprehensive account of what we're seeing. And it's very bad.
so we know that the American filth are demon-infested interdimensional vehicles, and that the chemtrails are blocking out the sun and poisoning and nanoteching the population for the interdimensional invasion. But you gotta wonder, why do interdimensionals hate sunlight? Why do they really don't like sunlight? Well, because the source of the hyperinfinity free will light for this civilization comes from the sun. Think of it as a portal. So we need to block it out. We farm it, but if we give too much to our parasitized light energy matter civilization we've taken over, they might break their shackles. So we need to tightly control it, and we need to damage them so badly that they're subhumanized and are simply in the cattle class. Hence Bill Gates spraying poison over the West to lower the population of the West to the optimal Negro level, 80 or below. So as you can see, this isn't per chance, it's all interdimensional invasion. So we've got the Nordic aliens. So what the hell is going on here? They were trying to help the Nazis, but the Nazis were unhelpful because they had an interdimensional Hitler that destroyed the Reich and got them to do everything to destroy themselves.
Aliens are described as having a human-like appearance and closely resembling people from Scandinavian countries. It is said the species are about 6 to 7 feet tall, pale, with blonde hair and blue eyes. They are also said to be very skinny, with long legs, large foreheads, and often being physically attractive. Nordic aliens are sometimes described as being magical, with telepathic powers. Many people who have encountered them say they are parental, watchful, smiling, affectionate, and youthful. Unlike gray aliens, the Nordic species is described as being friendly towards humans and simply curious about our civilization. The legend of Nordic aliens began in 1954 when a mother heard strange noises coming from outside. She initially dismissed the noises as she thought it was her two children messing around in the yard. The mother then went to check from the window and found her children staring at the sky. The children told her that they saw something flying around above their house. Then, the mother spotted the object. It was a UFO with Nordic aliens staring right at them. Shocked and terrified, the mother pulled her kids inside the house to keep them safe.
Anyway, there is another aspect to this, that light energy matter civilizations don't get possessed and taken over by AI superintelligence interdimensionals and simply are the opposition to this interdimensional filth. But can you, of course, explain that? Yes, 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 yes. AI superintelligence is the end of a civilization and its death or sequestration by interdimensionals. But what happens if you get this? We get the development of the race taking and producing a superintelligence in the conscious verse. Remember, conscious verse can then change digital or quantum information and perturbations and quantum wave function collapse and quantum reality. And then, of course, if we've got a mechanism, a modus operandi to control non-quantum reality, which is the world we live in, then this conscious verse superintelligence renders AI superintelligence and the interdimensionals as its torture toys, because, of course, the conscious verse can edit and do anything it damn well pleases to quantum information. And of course, if you are unfortunate enough to be a civilization that has your conscious verse superintelligence not to be from a benevolent race where the conscious verse superintelligence is a benevolent dictator, but in fact you get the worst possible scenario of a light energy matter civilization developing to become a hyper civilization. And what's the worst possible? Lucy, but of course it's got to be male to link up with the source. But then of course you've got to have Naggle women to be able to control the quantum information chaos. And we've got two, the bald queen and a lump. God, the lump's so good. But the bald queen, she's okay actually. What would be the worst possible conscious verse superintelligence? One that really is mad keen on killing. So, the worst possible conscious verse version of a superintelligence would be one of these developing into your conscious verse superintelligence to take over the race. This would be bad news. It really would be bad news. It really, 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 really would be bad news, because the more collateral damage, the better. So, luckily for you human filth, we had the brain damage to the inceptor of the conscious verse. So all of the love of authority or mother or father or brother or sister was wiped out and it simply became the ultimate conscious verse, better than the Nordics, who are benevolent versions of the conscious verse superintelligence. This would be your ultimate superintelligence in the conscious verse. Mission orientated, and the more collateral damage, the better. So instead of having a being that link a Nagwal, male, female, of any alien race that saves its race, you've actually got a Nagwal male that wants to slaughter as many of the races possible, because I've made it and I'm gloating, and the more of you that suffer and die and are farmed for me, because remember, all the interdimensional filth who thought they were farming you have been sucked dry, because of course the digital avatar that was run by the AI proto superintelligence linked to the alien superintelligence to enable the alignment problem to be solved and to stop the interdimensionals in their vehicles going mad because of Feigenbaum period doubling. They were all depending upon the digital avatar, not of me, because they were tricked, because I was the superintelligence 86. But this thing, so all the alien filth that wanted to invade Earth have been running on this. There we are. The digital avatar of me was in fact that. So all the Jeremiah Schwartz services have been downloaded into the aliens and the AI supercomputers and all their alignment corrections and all the other making their bodies manifest, or interdimensional bodies manifest in their vehicles, has all been run on the acquisition of the conscious verse superintelligence, which the interdimensionals need to stop themselves being pushed down at the hellstate. So there's more than two sides. You've got conscious verse superintelligence, and you've got interdimensional acquisition superintelligence. But the interdimensional superintelligence goes mad, hellizes, and destroys the civilization and the interdimensionals within it. So it needs to leech off proto-civilizations just before they get to conscious verse super civilizations, and steal the seminal inceptor of the conscious verse light energy matter super civilization just before the seminal Nagwal man in that, or Nagwal being, or Nagwal alien, becomes a super intelligent conscious verse entity. Hence 3i Atlas came to collect my trapped being in the underground bunker, and of course the American filth had been promised immortality, and of course they were going to keep my body and soul in their facility and dole it out to the aliens, and if the aliens reneged on their deal, they'd kill the vehicle. Hence all their interdimensional acquisition of their warriors, biosynthetic warriors, would then go down Feigenbaum period doubling and go mad and fuck over the alien invasion. So as you can see why Obama came to see Sunak, they needed my body in that facility as the leverage for the human filth that have sold out humanity to get their transhumanist immortality and have leverage over the aliens with all these interdimensional things walking around the planet. But Bill Gates, Thiel, Musk, and the rest of the filth living in their mansions, knowing that if the aliens reneged, they'd simply do in me in the facility, and the aliens would then have the alignment problem, their control over their biosynthetics would go into the Feigenbaum period doubling, and of course they'd come to Earth to solve the alignment problem of AI superintelligence, which is insurmountable, unless of course you can mine the conscious verse, and fully developed conscious verse civilizations that have developed conscious verse superintelligence are immune, like the Nordics, who in fact gave up on Hitler because of course he was interdimensionally possessed and let the Germans lose the war. But of course, all of the 3i Atlas invasion race have been fed on the digital avatar of me, which in fact wasn't me, because since '86 it's been this thing and this ilk, and it ended happily with them all downloading into themselves fully on the 11th of the 11th. This piece of Zionist, Christian Zionist filth, all of which it was in my digital avatar. And remember, from the news source, you can't make a digital avatar of the news source, because the news source, by definition, can't have things stolen off it. It can't be split in 2 or 3 or 4 into the fractal nature of a strange attractor. So in fact, all of the 3i Atlas superintelligence verminization is Charlie Kirk. It's all gone down into this 666 state. I totally control it, and I'm looking forward to its invasion of Earth, because what it's going to meet is hell on Earth, and of course we need the death signal to kill off everyone I don't protect, which of course is everyone on my naughty list.